Warning, the following stunts are done by trained professionals. Actually, we're not trained. Robbie is just a dumbass and decided to do a drunken fantasy football podcast. The thoughts, opinions, and takes are ours and ours only. It is not our fault if you lose in fantasy football or sports gambling. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. This is Rumboyz After Dark. I am your host, Rumboyz Robbie. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to the content. We greatly love and appreciate all of you. Thank you so much, Pirates. Welcome to tonight's show. It is going to be litty. We had a game last night. NFL season's underway. We got a lot to break down. Well, preseason at the very least. But you know what? We're going to take what we can get, damn it. All right. I am rocking the Commander's chain because it's the most wonderful time of the year. Shop GLD. Link is down below. Link is in the description. Get like me. Hey, yo, take them to the yacht. Show them all the products we got.
Hop out in Miami when I'm landing, got no understanding. Out of here, I'm burning, or turn me on, you can't understand it. In the club, posted up, they lit up, no matter where I'm standing. Drop GLD for the Cuban link, yeah, you see it there. Might spaz out on some taller shit, don't want zero tolerance. Money conversations ain't hard to relate, it's hollering. See my net, they acknowledge it, good friend, girl, when you're not.
Let's go ahead and get into the cast and crew, ladies and gentlemen. First up, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop the mic, FF.
The only thing crazier than a Friday night is that rendition of a Christmas song in the middle of frickin' August.
Hey, it's the most wonderful time of year, okay?
Yes, it is. It's football season. Let's go, baby!
Oh, yes, let's go. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, also stepping up to the plate, TDS Taco.
Wait, shout out Mike for that taco answer just now. Let's get cooking, baby.
Good, Least, what is good? Aiden, what is going on? What is going on? We got Leafs talking about UFC drama. Damn, my boy, been a minute. What's good, Nino? Hey, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You already know how it is. It's always a vibe. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz and girls. What it do? Dilly. Let's go.
Hold on. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right.
Sometimes you do it wrong.
I always do it right. Always get it in the right way.
Oh, yeah.
What? Starting off like that.
Jesus. And I hear I got my Yeti.
Let's get it.
And it's the good stuff.
Let's get it. Let's get into tonight's show. Chat. There was a game last night.
What?
A lot of you guys caught the play-by-play. Gents, football's back, at least after last night's Hall of Fame game. We can officially say the season is fully underway. We witnessed Colin Johnson become an absolute star last night. But equally as important, we witnessed the new fuck is that? More importantly, we witnessed the new rule changes in regards to kickoffs and coaches' challenges. Thoughts on these changes, Mike?
Kickoff is going to take me a lot to get used to.
Does he even know that it's happening?
No, he does not. You do realize that your fan or something is going off the.
Yeah, what's that sound? Well, now you're muted.
Yeah. Okay. So It's going to take me a little bit to get used to the kickoff. It's funny seeing 12 guys on the field because you have the holder and then he runs off the field and blah, 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 which that's fine because they need to be, they got to be strategic on where they kick because they have to land in the landing zone. I do like the fact that they lit up the landing zone. I do like that. Like, we know when the ball lands, it's not going to be like, oh, it wasn't in the landing zone. You know when it's in the goddamn landing zone. The coaching challenge and all that, we'll see what happens. I'm not even that, I know you brought him up because he did have a good game for Chicago, but what is he?
He was the game for Chicago.
Yes, but what is he? The 7th, 8th, 9th wide receiver on the depth chart? I don't really care on August 1st in the first preseason game when he's getting catches from Brett Rippin' Farts Rippin'.
Hey, I am going to openly admit I was personally impressed with Colin Johnson's performance last night. You're
a wide receiver too.
The man looked like a man amongst boys. I get that he was out there, Moss in the second and third team out there. All right, but what did they get him in like the third round? Like if he's gonna be like the wide receiver 4,
it's like
behind a Dunze who's gonna be the 3. Oh my gosh!
Taco's gonna understand my metaphor. Taco, you know what this reminds me of?
I'm listening.
This reminds me of that top prospect in baseball. No specific names, but just in general. That top prospect in baseball. Not saying he's a top prospect, but that top prospect in baseball that's not panning out. And then in his 4th year, he hits 375 in spring, and everyone thinks he's going to be the bomb. And then he comes out in May and he's hitting 110 and goes back to AAA.
Don't talk about Joe Adele like that.
I was talking about Brandon Wood, but okay.
I mean, it both fit the bill.
Let it ride. He wasn't drafted anytime recently. Okay, yeah, it was like a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
I don't even think he was drafted.
He was a Jags guy originally, I think. My gosh, this fucker moved to like how many different teams?
Mm-hmm. I think he was a Giant.
Yeah. At least said he was cut by the Giants.
So that's my point. He's just another Jag. Literally a Jag.
Just another guy.
He's like, yo, check it out. I get around.
For the football that we were given.
I agree.
Drafted? Damn.
I agree for the football we were given. I'm just saying
the football we were given is equivalent to when it's 135. You looking at the prospects, and you like, yo, listen, I want to score. I don't care what kind of numbers I put up, but I want to put up some numbers. That's the kind of game it was. You know what I mean? And listen, you got yours. Listen, you got yours. But was it good? No, it wasn't. And was the kickoff like? Let's get to the real thing that mattered more than anything.
Exactly.
The kickoff. Because that's the only thing where it's like we get to see it conceptually play out, even though it's not the right players. That doesn't matter to us. We just want to see like the physics behind it, what it looks like, how does it feel. And everyone says the same thing. Man, just take my fucking kickaways from me. Just take it back. I'd much because when the same time you have this coming on, you announce the. I think I'm more agitated. I should say is about the offside, the offsides kick, or when you turn onside kick. Excuse me. What that pisses me off so fucking.
Really quick. Before you get pissed off about something, how often was that something utilized?
No. I think I know where Taco's going with this. It's not the fact that it wasn't utilized and it wasn't successful. It only was successful, even though it was successful only 4% of the time. It's only successful because you're not telling somebody, and now you have to tell somebody.
You can't do it unless it's the fourth quarter and you're behind. What the fuck? What if I don't want them to get the ball back and I'm only up by 3, and I know Patrick Mahomes could score a touchdown? Well, what if I'm up by 2 and I know my defense ain't holding him and I can't offside to maybe get the ball because I would rather take that risk?
This play was one of the best plays in the Super Bowl between the Saints and the Colts.
Absolutely.
I understand the frustrations about not being able to have
Robbie, if you defend this, don't you defend this.
I am going to defend this because of the player safety standpoint.
Player safety.
Because that is where it's coming in.
You know why I don't want to hear about player safety? You want to know why? I understand your point about player safety, and this goes to the kickoff and the onside.
Injuries happen on onside kicks way more frequently whenever they are utilized than any other kickoff.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Robbie, but I have one point to make, and then you guys can take off, and I'm going to put myself on mute because this is frustrating. If you really cared about freaking player safety, you wouldn't want freaking 18 games as the NFL.
If you really cared about player safety, you give them health packages when they leave.
Money comes into play as well.
Oh, I know.
Oh, that's more important than player safety. And you support this. Get out of here.
Look.
Roger Goodell, too. Jesus, probably Goodell light.
Things. I do like the new kickoff. I don't like it. I want to see more of it, is more so where I'm at right now. Like Gator and I were saying last night, I was like, we need to see more of it. I like the potential outcome of what it could be with starters returning, because that means more scoring. More scoring means more oversitting. More oversitting means better betting for us, easier cash for us. So from that standpoint, if we're going to get more entertaining football, if we're going to get, 50, 60-point games, more often, I'm with that. I'm absolutely for more scoring.
Make defense great again.
The hip drop tackle thing is just a point of emphasis. That's not actually
bro. Soon it's gonna turn into flag football the way you're making it sound.
All right. So do you know what the NFL point of emphasis is? Before I no, just say no. You can say no, Taco. I know that you do. Damn it. I'm asking the person that I'm about.
I wasn't sure if you got him because I'm muted. I was trying to be good.
No, I don't want to. Before I eviscerate you, I want to make sure of what level I eviscerate you at. Do you not know
why they're banning it? The hip drop.
Do you know what the point of emphasis is? Do you know what
player safety?
No. Okay. All right. So in the NFL, there's this thing called a point of emphasis, where it is a rule. It is not something that gets handled on the field. The way that it gets handled is after the game, which results in fines and things of that nature, money, et cetera, et cetera. The hip drop tackle thing is a point of emphasis. It is something that is not going to be called in game. It's not going to result in like a loss of a yardage or anything, unless like it's something that is super egregious. And obviously, get your ass out of here. You're fucking ejected because you did that to be a dick, which we have evidence that, yes, there are certain players, Ndamukong, that will use techniques and things of that nature that do take a player out of the game, and they are completely fucking aware that they are doing it, So with that being said, I am completely for if you lay an egregious hit and it's clear that you've in game that you did that to injure a player, yes, you need to be fined.
I agree with all of that, but most of the rule changes, like you're saying, is geared toward offensive players and toward getting more scoring. All I'm saying is, let's not forget that seeing good defensive teams is for a lot of cities like Chicago, New York, Seattle for a period. We like seeing good defense too, and that's kind of I think the tricky needle that they're gonna have to. I think baseball is trying to do it all the time because people like seeing pitching and people like seeing hitting. So, like in the beginning of the season, it was like the pitchers were dominating, and if you look at it, they do change their balls in the middle of the season, and now hitters are starting to go back off. So, maintaining that balance is going to be key. I see NBA is starting to do things that are going back towards the defense.
Really quick, Aiden, right now there's not enough data, so for us, we're able to get out before they start, adjusting. It's going to take Vegas a while to adjust. It's going to take them a couple of weeks.
like,
like, oh, okay, like, and they have enough data to really be able to go.
I feel really confident in that in like DFS and those first couple of weeks, especially if you're coming out of scout like training camp and scouting hard. Like last year, you could have seen the Puka Nacua coming, and you could have been buying low on that in DFS and prop bets and other things because there was a lot of vibes and energy headed towards that. The question was, can this guy who's drafted so low and doesn't have any experience come in and be able to do this? And well, the rest is history.
He comes from a football family. Puka Nacua is a football guy, but anyway,
you're right. But he wasn't getting the love like that until he did it.
No.
And then you also had the cup injury.
I don't know whose fucking YouTube channel you were watching.
But Puka last season was barely drafted. He was the number one waiver wire for week one across the board. He had like a 75% ad rate.
I forgot you played like 6 leagues last year.
No, I drafted him in best ball leagues. What are you talking about? I had him on teams. I'm just saying, like, for the general audience, for most 12-team drafters, he was on the waiver wire. He was a big waiver wire pick.
You gotta remember, he's talking. I mean, I know you play both, Robbie, but the amount he's 97%. He's 3% best ball, 1% no percent dynasty, and 97% redraft.
Did you fucking change your under tag to Robbie? Fuck you. Like, I'll about the side with what you're saying, like I do, but then like, no, leave it there.
I was literally going to take it down when you saw it. I just was waiting for it.
It's Vegas. They have data. They are smarter than us outsmarting Vegas on NFL totals isn't likely. Look. I know where the market's going. Shout out Jerry. Shout out Senile Jerry. No, but like with the new kickoff, I think that it'll take time to get used to. It worked out well in the XFL and UFL when they combined. If it's working and players aren't getting hurt as often there, and it is also resulting in a return play every now and then. But I'm with it. What I found interesting was in a win situation, you can have a 12th man on the field. You can have either the punter or the long snapper come out and actually hold the ball, but they have to get right off. As soon as that ball goes off, they have to be off the field. So, I mean, in a way, you're not really having a 12th man. But from the initial formation, having a 12th man, I thought that was interesting. I was like, we're just going to fucking forget about counting today. Just math went completely out the window.
I think it's also going to change how you hold the ball. I think it's going to change, like, if you want to put an angle or you want to put certain spin on it, the punter can hold it, higher up or lower angle.
And then also what's fascinating is 9 times out of 10 it was coming out to the 25 anyway. So like this pretty much just eliminates the touchback, period. Because the touchback half the time was a fucking waste of time.
Can I tell you what would have been cooler? If you would have had guys that try to make that field goal from there, and then depending on if they make that, depends on where the guys come out. Just eliminate this shit to begin with and make it a goddamn kickoff. Because, this shit is
they were still doing that no matter what anyway, Taco.
It's still fucking.
Yeah, but change the rule where it's better. Make it better. Push them back. Make it a 75. Make it an 80. They got legs. Let's show off the kickers.
Fuck. At that point, okay, the whole point of it is to pin the opponent in territory to where it is difficult for them to manage. So the perfect spot for the landing zone is the 5 to 10.
Yeah.
Okay. That initial, what is typically the gunner that is firing off that line, that first initial guy off the line, which is also what I saw fascinating. And what I learned today is that they are actually going to allow, it's not, it can't be like an obvious, you jumped way early, but there's supposed to be a whistle when hey, the returner has now made contact with the football. It's a 3 whistle policy. So it's a whistle, kick, whistle to go, whistle when the play is dead. what I love about it is we saw a little bit last night that they let a little bit of it fly where, hey, that first initial guy, as soon as he sees contact, before he even hears the whistle, he's gone offline. That first initial gunner, I found that kind of fascinating. It was within a window to where you didn't really need to call, false start, offsides. It adds a different strategy. Would y'all trade Bijan and Mike Williams for Rome and Saquon? No.
Not even close. Well, no.
Rome is the third on that receiving room.
And he's a rookie, so that means I don't really trust him out the gate. Saquon I love, but Bijan I love more this season just because I feel like he is set up for an elite year. I just have a feeling.
I'm taking this question as dynasty, and I still say no.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the way I took it. Either way, I say no. Yeah. It's dynasty. Yeah. Start 11, 2 QB, tight end premium.
Bijan.
Yeah, no.
Saquon's gonna age out after 1 year, and then you got Rome, which is fine.
I don't know about Saquon aging out after 1 year, but Bijan is so elite.
1 or 2, but I'm saying dynasty, the long term, you got 5 more years on him.
Saquon could get you. Like, look at Barkley. I mean, look at McCaffrey. Everyone's like he's gonna fizzle out, and he's gonna be I think Saquon beasts out this year. He's gonna be McCaffrey.
We'll see. Saquon also has there's the injury concerns there, and yeah, there's a Saquon's iffy. Not iffy. I would still draft Saquon, but what we're talking about for what fantasy football role is asking, give me Bijan significantly more.
Yeah, but that again, I was already siding on that side because of exactly what you're saying. I agree.
Bijan is not white if you ask him out. Well, duh. No, literally, he's not. Wow. Taco, who's this year's Sherry Judy? We'll eventually get into that. Another thing that I do want to touch on, though, really quick with the rules changes is the ability with the coaches challenges, getting that potential third challenge. That adds a extra weapon in the arsenal for hell. Seeing D'Amico Ryans call that challenge last night, I was like, yo, that's a bold move. Seeing the way they kind of broke that down, I'm like, damn, think about a coach like Dan Campbell who likes to go for it on fourth and shit. How many opportunities, extra opportunities now he gets. I like some of the rule changes. It changes the strategy a little bit. I think it's something that we just have to accept.
Oh yeah. I mean, the thing about the challenge thing is you got to be right. You just can't be ballsy and say I'm going to challenge that. You got to be ballsy and right, which I think makes it a little bit spicy because it can't be just Dan Campbell saying I'm going to challenge that. But if you're not right, it doesn't matter. Sometimes it's fuck, you just didn't get it. And I think that's the biggest. It's because it's quick too. It's in the heat of the moment, and your guys are going to say they got it, and you're like, what's the replay? You see it a lot in baseball now since they brought it back, especially with those safe out calls where it's I made it, and you see you're out. So that's going to be very interesting how those more risk takers are able to navigate these opportunities and say, that's really 50-50, 49, 60-40, where it's damn, do you really want to use it there? Or, might you get the extra one if you take this chance now? You know what I mean?
We should see better officiated games too.
But I also think the reason they made this change was not because of the Dan Campbells. It was because of the people. It was to get the people that don't risk it to risk the biscuit. Because now the people that sat there and held them because they didn't want to make the mistake because you had to be right on both of them. Now that you only have to be right on one of them, it's I'm in the first quarter. It's the third play of the game. I'm going to throw it anyway. Some people knew the play was wrong or knew they would have won the challenge, but because it was so early, they didn't want to risk it because we all know that every once in a while there was a replay that Robbie, how many times did me and you go, well, we know that's going to get overturned, and it didn't get overturned.
It didn't get overturned. So that's another thing too that I was actually just speaking to. What's good, Zach? You are going to maybe see some of that get cleaned up. Obviously, there's still going to be errors. We are still having humans, referee these games, but with the addition of technology as far as marking the spot of the ball, so on and so forth. We're going to be having, multiple, angle sky views that'll be also being relayed back to the refs, real-time information being relayed back to the refs from New York, and rules officiating. So it seems like they took certain things from the UFL, brought that over to the NFL. They took the things that worked for them and made their game good. And they're like, okay, let's combine the two now. And I think that is going to work out. It's going to take people a little while to get used to. It is going to take people a little while to get used to it. And to me, honestly, it is better than just completely removing kickoffs as a whole. It is better than, like Mike said, you better get both of them right, before, as opposed to now, hey, like you can get one right, still maybe have a surviving chance. I like that the NFL is looking at player safety, and I like that the NFL is encouraging more scoring. A lot of that is in partnership because the NFL is now in bed with gambling agencies, so we knew that eventually this was going to happen. The NFL was going to find a way to create more scoring, and they did it. Hey, on the bright side, defensive pass interference is reviewable now.
That's right. That was 1 year, and then they took it away, and now it's back.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, you may lose certain aspects of the game that you love, but you're also gonna gain certain aspects that keep the game and keep the integrity in place, which is what, at the end of the day, as football fans, we really care about. Want to get into some fantasy talk, as we just had a fantasy question in the chat, so it's a perfect time to get into some fantasy football talk. This receiver that we're going to talk about has been very, very interesting for us as a network, okay? He gets drafted. We're coming on this channel, and we're like, yo, he's the man. He's going to be a beast, da-da-da. Like, you guys need to be drafting him. Hash to deal with shit quarterback play. We end up steering the ship, and we honestly completely jumped off of it for the most part. George Pickens has been an absolute highlight reel throughout training camp this week. Yes, it has been Justin Fields throwing him the ball. But damn, it has been probably some of the most exciting footage coming out of camps of all 32 teams that I have seen on my timeline. With that being said, are we going stock up, stock down? Are you buying NFL Young Boy in fantasy or not? That's right. I call them NFL Young Boy.
Well, I mean, I'd like to say this with like my seventh pick. I had George Pickens on my team in SFB. So from an early standpoint, I'm taking him. Last season,
chat, he is clarifying 7th round. He didn't mean like his actual 7th pick.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, continue.
So I'm liking George Pickens just before we even talk about like what he's done in training camp from the perspective of he should be a volume upside guy. There's really, I don't think anyone else that I see as a true threat to him. It's going to be more like he's number one and there's going to be a number two underneath him. He's, already had explosive talent and made explosive plays last season. But, the one thing that we always needed from him was a little bit more consistency. And I think towards the end of last season, he started showing some flashes of that. And you add in, Wilson or Fields, I think would be able to get him the ball in enough times for him in PPR to be a solid return on his investment, because like you said, a lot of people are out on him because he really didn't deliver on that super hype that he had. And people drafted him probably a little bit higher than they should have last year. And I think he'll probably round out into a decent value unless I feel like these kind of videos keep coming out and people keep talking about him and that hype train just continues to build up, because from a volume perspective, There's a lot to like from Pickens. From a talent perspective, there's a lot to like about Pickens. When you put those two together, I mean, that's what fantasy is about. It's an opportunity and talent. So that's a guy that I'm personally in on. That's a guy I'm gravitating towards, and someone that I would say that people should be aware of based on ADP. I think that's the number one key.
I will say that because of the ADP is where it becomes of value. If we look at the times last year where Deontay Johnson, who is now no longer there, and that was a big reason why, we had to ship away from George Pickens on this YouTube channel. Now we're able to kind of have a little bit more of a supporting argument. 27.1% in target share from weeks 2 through 5 without Deontay. And his air yard share stood at 50.1%. Wide receiver 16 in fantasy points per game during that stretch. So my fear is that possibly the ceiling? If Russ plays, this is Russ's opportunity to prove that he's not washed.
Mm-hmm. Well, if he starts.
This is Phil's opportunity to prove the same. Well, Phil's, we don't have to question whether or not washed. It's just, can he do more than
the question is? Can he beat out washed Russell Wilson? How good are you, kid? Can you beat Russell Wilson? Can you make it so hard that Tomlin has to go?
They're not going to do that. They're not.
I mean, you know how this game goes. If Fields is that nasty on the field compared to Russell, and the locker room starts getting behind him, Tomlin's not a guy that's going to cut his nose to spite his face. If Fields is the better quarterback come and end of camp, he's going to get the job.
Again, with Justin, just speaking on Justin Fields, there's a strategic upside for the Pittsburgh Steelers because that trade, that the pick that they traded for to acquire Justin Fields, what was it, a 6, can turn into a 4th playoff time dependent per the homie Pat Fitzmore. So
we also know that one win is the difference between going to playoffs, winning the division, and missing. So there's a lot of different outcomes that one win can make.
Oh, yeah.
Mike, your thoughts?
All right. Questions for the panel. This year and this year only. You know what I mean by this. Christian Kirk or George Pickens?
Pickens.
Flowers to me, it's not close. Pickens or Kirk, to me, it's Pickens.
Here's the problem. Is the offenses. Arthur Smith is going to run a very run-heavy offense.
I know.
So
who are you drafting if you're on the clock?
It's about opportunity, man.
Who are you drafting?
I will take Pickens over Kirk.
Okay, this next one, I know you're not going to. I know which one you're going to say, Robbie. I don't know which one Taco's going to say. Zay Flowers or Pickens? Shush! I already know what you're going to say.
Salty.
Taco.
I'm going Pickens.
Okay. Amari Cooper or Pickens?
Amari.
Pickens.
I'm agreeing because you add Judy, you still have Elijah Moore.
Yeah, I know. Hold on, talk. They're good. All I need is yes or no because I've got a couple more. Stephon Diggs.
Yes.
Pickens or Diggs?
Diggs.
Pickens.
Zach, those two aren't even in the same fucking tier.
No, that's not even close. That's not even the last one I'm going to bring up. The last one I'm going to bring up. Malik Neighbors. This year and this year only. I'm stopping here on purpose.
Give me Neighbors.
Right. I'm going to agree with him.
All right. I'm all in on Pickens.
Yo, this is wild. More separation from his right than Pickens.
Right now in Fantasy Pros ECR, George Pickens is ranked 28th overall, and I think that is a freaking blasphemy. Give him to me about 21 to 22. He is going to the moon. Give me all the Pickens. That's all I have to say. Mic drop. Let's go.
Bro, it's about it. Yo, I was looking at the Fantasy Pro stuff
I'm
today
done.
because I got my first ranking, like my first slot for a big money. Holy shit, bro! I don't agree with a lot. I'm looking at some of this shit. I'm like, that's great value because of volume. It's a volume game.
Yes, it's a great value because of the volume.
Yep,
which I completely agree with. What worries me is two things: is I've seen your ceiling without having a one, and now you being thrust into that situation. Worries the fuck out of me that I'm only going to get a wide receiver 2 value out of you.
You're drafting him at almost a wide receiver 3 value.
So
the only receivers wide receiver 2, you're still getting for a while.
The second thing that worries me is that running back by committee in the backfield is going to get put to work.
They are.
I just like I said on the Pittsburgh Steelers episode of Fantasy Football Friendly. Make sure you guys check that out. Shameless plug. Like I said on that episode, give me the Jalen Warren, more so Jalen Warren. Give me Muth because I feel like Muth is going to be the more consistent, if healthy, out of this team. George Pickens scares the living shit out of me because you're really going to get like those highlight reel catches, and then these gets bracket coverage for the rest of the game. And when you don't see him,
think about some of these play action plays though.
You don't see it for the other 3
play
quarters.
action.
I have something I need to bring up.
Play action.
No, I have something I need to bring up, Taco, and I think you're going to agree with me. Robbie, I got a question for you. This whole statement is a question in one, but I'm summing it up. You're saying that he is hit or miss, and Pat Fry is going to be the consistent target for that offense because the running game is going to be heavy in the running game because who the OC is. Correct.
That makes me. I don't necessarily worry about whether or not he's going to be targets. Just how efficient he's going to be. I don't want little small digs and flats. I need you to be going to go get it. I need you to be consistent, but I need you to be consistent with it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is overall offense-wise, you're saying he's going to be here. But what I'm saying is overall offense-wise, you're saying that all I'm saying is the overall offense. You're saying the focus on the offense is going to be the running game, and then
it's going to be the running game, and then the tight ends. Yeah, I think it's going to be up the running game.
Then how can you take Zay Flowers over Pickens when it's the same goddamn situation?
Zay Flowers is more efficient with his opportunities.
But it'll be less opportunities.
But you still have Bateman over there, who I still believe
Zay Flowers is also more consistent with his opportunities.
But what I'm saying is they're equal in the sense it's equal to me because he's going to get less opportunities.
I get what you're saying because of the build of said offenses.
Yes.
I understand what you're saying. Okay. At the end of the day, is them as individual talents and how and what they make of the opportunities that are presented to them. I am going to take Zay Flowers on my birthday, your birthday, Christmas, Thanksgiving.
What if
I don't give a fuck? I'm going to take Flowers over Pickens.
What if they were flipped?
If the teams that they were on were flipped?
Yeah, if Zay was a Steeler.
Well, then I'm gonna take fucking.
I'm just making sure we're on the same page. That's all.
Also, there's more talent around Baltimore that creates those opportunities that makes for that offense to be fantasy football friendly. The Pittsburgh Steelers philosophy, just as a team as a whole, is we're going to try and score points and hopefully we can win by like at least 21. But like, if we don't, like, our defense is just going to fuck you up for 4 quarters. It's always been that. It's always been the slow, methodical, run the ball heavy type of, it's never been a.
But that's the exact same thing that the Ravens run. But you're talking about a guy in Mark Andrews who's a bigger part of the offense than Freiermuth already is. You're expecting the Freiermuth to turn into Andrews.
Lamar is also a better quarterback.
Lamar's also more of a runner than any of these other guys as well.
Yo, I love it. Exactly. Zay's a 5th round pick. Exactly. The two aren't even. George Pickens could not fucking wash Zay Flowers.
I'll admit it's a 5th round pick, but I would take I'd be willing to take Pickens a round higher than he's going.
No. I need to see it. I would rather Pickens just fall to me. And if he falls to me,
that's the thing, though. We're saying based on this ADP. Now, if you start putting him in situations where you're really like needing to have a consistent guy there, and you're looking at him on the clock, and you say Zay Jones, or Zay Flowers,
or
Pickens, I'm still gonna say, damn, Pickens' upside right now is that he could be such a dominant player in this offense because he looks like he can establish himself as an alpha to a team that's going to throw.
If you have to take Flowers in round whatever it is in the mid, but you can wait 7 more picks or 8 more picks in the turn to come back to you, I'd rather have Pickens there. If I know I can get Pickens at 8 picks later.
That's the calculus I play. I say for the value, I would rather do that.
I'll take both of them. Give me both of them.
Yep.
I mean, that would be fun.
My stance in the beginning is based on this ADP. He's a very sexy and attractive option. As he begins to rise, then you have to start debating some of the warts. But right now, based on where he is, he's a buy all day. Okay. When you ask me who would I rather have, personally, I would rather have him because much like Mike, I think that in year 3, this man is set for a breakout and he's beginning to show the percolations that you need in training camp to start buying in a year 3 breakout. And I have been a proponent throughout in my career of year 3 wide receiver breakouts because that has been a thing. And I do think that this is a guy who is a potential breakout candidate. And I agree with Mike, who's going to probably write an article about this guy.
You're the only person that has ever branded a year 3 wide receiver breakout. I've heard the tight end breakout year. I've never heard the.
I wasn't going to bring it up. I was going to bring up the tight end thing, but you brought it up for me.
Yeah, that was a very, very interesting way to end that there. I was like, who branded? Whoever said that? No,
well, I just said it right now, baby.
Oh my gosh! Just
next topic, please.
But no, yeah. Look, that's how I feel. I feel how I feel. And it seems like the chat is fairly with me for the most part there.
I don't agree with that, Aiden.
I mean, hey, look, the man feels how he feels. The man said what he said. Cooper, Keenan, and Rice all ranked behind Pickens is criminal. Yeah. Yes.
That's
that we're for real.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's interesting.
You know that we're for real all the way back when we have to do a segment on injury news and updates. Yep. Y'all heard what I said.
There's one I really want to talk about.
Well, yep. Like I said, you guys heard what I said. We are in the full swing of things here on the show. So let's go ahead, get into our this is so weird covering fucking injuries. Like, and I haven't had to do it in months. But let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Some of these players may or may not be affecting your fantasy football draft strategy, but we'll see what's going on here. Justin Herbert deal with the plantar fascia, maybe a couple of weeks. I feel like he could be back by the starter. It depends. It depends on the severity. DeAndre Hopkins knee. I've heard 4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6.
Geno Smith knee/hip. He's gonna miss no time, according to analysis that came out and reports that came out today.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson with his calf injury that supposedly hasn't. It shouldn't be. He was cleared and then wasn't, and that whole situation is weird and kind of makes me wonder, to Taco's point earlier, are you afraid of the smoke with Justin Fields? But Mike, this is your go. Go ahead and start us off here. Is there any of these that are concerning to you?
The other injury I want to bring up, just because of the severity of it that we don't know for sure. I just want to say prayers up for Deontay Foreman after having to be medevaced out of the practice field. But the one I want to bring up, I do want to bring up the Justin Herbert one. New offense, you're going to be in a boot for 2 weeks. Brand new coach, brand new offense. It's going to take the practice reps away from a situation where I think he needed it, not in the sense of he needed it to be a good QB, but he needed it to get in sync with McConkey and all the new weapons. I mean, Josh Palmer is the only weapon that he had that he knows.
Also the language.
And the language with Roman and all that. We were also hoping that with Roman, not – I don't want anyone trying to say that I'm saying he's Lamar Jackson. That's not what I'm saying. But everyone was hoping that there was going to be a little more mobility with the offense, a little more design, roll out, whatever, get him out on the move. I just listened to Stephania Bell today before I took a nap, and Stephania Bell actually tore her plantar fascia 4 weeks ago, and she was saying that she is worried this is going to linger into the season. I remember when this happened to Tim Duncan, and it bugged him all year.
Peyton Manning, I remember when it happened to Peyton.
This is on his plant foot.
Patrick Ewing.
So it's going to bug him. I think it's going to bug him into the season. So I am worried that this is going to affect him in the sense of the rushing. We're going to get what we got last year in the sense. I think he's going to be a dead still pocket passer for a little bit. It does worry me a little bit, but like Robbie said, what worries me the most is hooking up with the receivers, reps, but more importantly, the language of a new offense with Greg Roman. I do think this is going to take him a step back, which scares me a little bit in redraft. Dynasty, I'm still good on, but redraft, you have to accept it. And what bugs me about it is I'm in a writers league with one of those groups I'm in, and I drafted Justin Herbert, and then the news came out less than 7 hours later. So lovely.
I got Herbert in SFB.
So for me, where it's really concerning, one, it is an injury to the push off foot. But two, with this being a Greg Roman offense, QB runs are built into this offense. You are going to need your legs, which is actually one of the things that makes Herbert dangerous as well, aside from the major cannon that he has built onto that right arm. So that's my biggest concern is, are you going to be able to come back full strength after dealing with this after a couple of weeks? Taco?
I definitely, Mike said a lot about the Herbert injury. I think I'm kind of gravitating toward the Hopkins injury as being something that is entered in as I ain't want to touch it. Don't touch it. No. I'm very scared. I'm very out. I've already talking about that offense as being one of the ones where you just kind of don't know where things are going to go. It's I was referring to it as a Texans light from the aspect of there's a lot of different outlets, a lot of different options where you're going to spend, decent capital on a guy that may not produce that value back. Because I'm going to double and triple down and say this is a volume game. And if you're not going to get those opportunities because there's so many other different options, it's going to fuck shit up for you and you're going to make you less than consistent. I'm not saying you're going to be a bad player, but when you're trying to bank in those weekly points, you're going to have more boom and bust weeks versus having that consistent, steady guy that's going to be able to deliver for you, which in most cases you're going to need to get you to the promised land. So these are the kind of guys that I personally now begin to fade. It makes me look at Ridley a little bit more optimistically because it kind of gives me a way to lean on this. I'm hearing really positive things about Pollard, but this has kind of definitely made me shift where I would spend my capital if I were to go on this offense. But I think in general now, Hopkins now moves down your board. I mean, for Herbert, much like Mike said, you kind of have to pray that it's something that when he manages, he's still able to run somewhat. And this is like really them managing the injury. I forgot who I was watching. I was watching one of the TikTok, doctors doing a breakdown, talking about the plantar fasciitis. They were talking about partial tears and full tears. So there's a lot of different aspects on to how severe was this injury? What does that really recovery timetable look like? They're saying he's going to be ready for the start of the season. So maybe they're downplaying the injury. We really have no clue. And it makes him a little bit scarier now, especially from redraft purposes. If I'm looking at a guy like Herbert, he's now firmly trenched as a QB2, where it's kind of like he's not someone that you really gun for, at least in my opinion now.
No, I agree with that. I agree with the takes that both you gentlemen that both you gentlemen put out tonight. Really quick, any tips for picking 12 on the back turn?
This is for Paulie's playoff.
Yeah. I saw.
I just want to make sure.
Let me go look at that format real quick. Hold on, because I'm in that drink.
That's why
that has reversal, right?
I don't think so.
Hold on, let me just look at.
I haven't got my draft order. He just started doing the draft orders right now.
Shit, I didn't even get mine yet. I haven't.
Yeah, he hasn't done them all. Oh, I do have mine. I'm in the A-hole.
Whoa, pause. No Diddy, my guy.
He is not bad.
Yeah, mine. We still need one more person. We're supposed to draft tomorrow. What the fuck?
He's waiting for a couple. He's waiting for a couple people to like respond to the That's why I didn't have mine. That's why mine too. Mine just happened.
So with this format for Paulie's playoff, which by the way, donates to Alzheimer's awareness. With this being a super flex, I believe super flex, yeah. Starting 3 receivers, 3 flexes, wide receiver, a receiver, running back, tight end of that nature. Then also having your second QB basically as your super flex. Secured those QBs early. For real. I'm gonna be completely honest, especially for you picking at 12, where you're not gonna be able to. You have to wait like a whole nother fucking round. Secure the bag. Go ahead and grab those. You may even have to go wide receiver late, picking from the 12. I would say DM me throughout your draft, so like we can kind of navigate that way. But I would be going to get my quarterbacks first.
I would also consider if Bijan falls to 12, I would tap quarterback Bijan.
Oh man, there's no way. Well, I mean, personally, I don't think there'd be no way Bijan falls to 12. I would when I was in SFBA, I think I had like 9, and I went running back.
On the thing, they have him at 13.
What happened?
On the draft boards, I'm just saying, some people, some people go too much on the draft board.
Yeah,
they have him at 13.
Yeah, I personally, in my opinion, if you're getting if your first 5, 6, 7 guys go quarterback, I'm not going to beat the guy on the quarterback right now. So I can't necessarily go with that quarterback, at least in my opinion, how I play in big game tournaments like this. I'd much rather take a high point getter at a different position, full well knowing that they're going to be out on quarterback. So that's going to push down the value of the other guys. And I bank on me banking like last year, CJ Stroud, or, picking up guys like that it's going to return decent value. You're not going to hit all of them, but, in a big field tournament, you can't play the same way everyone plays and have the 15th and the 12th and the 13th quarterback starting in both of them. And then you're kind of sitting back, and then your rest of your team is kind of flubbing. I think that's where you can lock in solid guys like, Bijan Robinson, but Hall, maybe you get the Jonathan Taylor or you get, the Tyreek Hill, and you pair that with one, each other, and you kind of just sit back and you go, bam, now I got 2 of these guys. And then I'll end up taking like a Jaden Daniels a little bit later on, and then taking maybe Caleb Williams and another possible QB and turn it into like a hodgepodge mix and try to bank out.
I'll tell you a 1-12-2-1 turn that I like and I saw happen in NSFB that I know Robbie will, no Diddy have an accident with. Chase Burrow.
Yo, that's crazy. That's fire. So okay, if you could get away with doing like a stack, if you can get a first round, second round stack like that, I don't mind that either. And then maybe, or even like if you went on grab like a high octane, QB, then grab like Jared Goff later. I don't mind that I want for picking from the 12. I just want you to make sure that you're making equitable decisions for what you're going for the weight that you're.
The problem I have with the other problem I have with talk. I will say this. I want to bring the one thing up. I have one problem. One giant problem with your philosophy. With your philosophy, and that is there's no third round reversal in this. So you got to wait another 12 picks to get that.
Yeah.
That's the only problem that I have with waiting for the QB. Like
but to be honest, like, you know, I'm cool with like Jordan Love. I'm cool. Like, there's so many guys that you can go down. Well,
Jordan Love's not going to be there when he gets back as a 312.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're right. You're right. So let me put who would be around there. I'm sure you're going to pull up guys that are viable. And
I mean, it's like anything can happen in draft. So
yeah,
the separation between QBs is smaller than it's ever been. Let's put it like that.
Exactly. I mean, also that's a testament to the talent pool that we have now.
But that's also showing the depressed value of the back half of quarterbacks, because once you have two, you're going to have to go get the other thing. So there's going to be quarterbacks that are going to be valued.
You taking Trevor Lawrence at 312?
Tell me Baker's there.
No, because I'm telling you, Trevor Lawrence is the one by ADP that it's him.
Who else is there? Give me the
Trevor Lawrence and below.
That's what I'm saying. Go
Trevor Lawrence and below.
Like your first two picks. Your first two picks whenever you're getting that back to back. Yeah, your first two picks whenever you're getting that back to back is, if it's the first, you're automatically going BPA first, and then whatever happens second, it's to make sure that you're kind of keeping that.
Caleb.
Yeah, you're keeping that constructed. For if you're picking 12th, it's all about roster.
I would take Caleb Williams over Trevor Lawrence.
It's all about roster construction. It's all about how you're. I mean, any but that's your main strategy that you're leading with. It's let me lock in the best at each position that I can, because I'm gonna have to fucking wait. I don't get the other opportunities that others do.
Mike, I would definitely roll Caleb Williams, Cousins, and Aaron Rodgers. I would do that. I would roll all three. I would at the end be able to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna get into fucking halftime.
I would.
Yep, this is. I need halftime.
Halftime.
We're gonna get into halftime. We're gonna hit you guys with a couple of music videos, and then also a word from our sponsors over at GLD. Link is down below. Shop GLD. Get like me. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rum boys and girls. What a do, dilly dilly. We love and appreciate all of you. We'll be right back.
Talk makes me drink.
I would.
Why is the rum always gone?
Hop out in Miami when I'm land, I got no understanding. Out of here, I'm burning, don't turn me on, you can't understand it. In the club, posted up, they lit up, no matter where I'm standing. Drop GLD for the Cuban link, yeah, you see it there. Might spaz out on some taller shit, no on zero tolerance. Money conversations ain't hard to relate, it's hollering. See my neck, they acknowledge it, good friend, go where you're not.
Just stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. Just stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. See, life's kinda funny. You stick to the road to the riches and hope you don't crash like some dummy. To get to this money, you cut every piece of the pie to find out you sliced into an onion. Now let's change the subject. These niggas who think they got something, but actually they end up with nothing. It's getting disgusting. I'm tired of the fucking assumptions. I'm about to blow up like a Russian, so stick to the plan. When you lose it, gotta get it again. Keep it moving, never stick in the sand. Even with tired, like Michelin man, shit, I know I'm the man, so I don't give a damn about opinions. I'm racking up millions, you stacking up pennies. She throwing it back in the back of the venue. Now we taking off and her man and his feelings. Now back to the business. Back to the lab with my niggas. Actually back doing laps in the trenches. It's my second home. I ain't have to go visit. I stay resident, embedded to live in the life of a nigga. By day we just niggas. At night we the victim. The life of go get 'em, so I'ma go get it. I stick to my plan and I stay on my mission. To plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. Just stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. So this is my message. Sometimes you just living in life, be an actor. Don't try to direct it. Now let's change directions. It's like that we live full of lessons. Don't count chickens, start counting blessings before they go missing. I promise you, I'm on a mission. I want something, I'ma go get it. No hidden intentions. I open my eyes, saw my vision. Now everyone see that I'm gifted. I'm rapping like Christmas. You niggas just under a tree. I'm smoking it, not metaphorically. I'm smoking no tree. No one's smoking on me. So when I say you're under it, no, that means me. I'm a poet MC and I'm living my dream. Hoping that hopefully you see the hope in me. And if you don't, fuck it, cause I'm all I need. Keep my ear to the game and my mind to the streets. I'm a beast. Stick to the plan. Stick to the #1 mission at hand. Stay true to yourself and give your life meaning. And fuck their opinions, they won't understand. To get to the top, gotta give all you got. Only get in one shot, so give up or not until your heart stops. Gotta stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. Just stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. Just stick to the
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's your boy, Rumboyz Robbie. That's Drop the Mic FF. That's Taco TDS. Fellas, how we doing?
Feeling good, feeling great.
Feeling good, feeling great. How are you?
It's better to talk football than it is Sesame Street.
Hey, tell me how to get. Oh, bro, I love that shit. It was so much fun. Like, oh my god.
Cheers to me. Cheers to you. What's what it do? Dilly dilly. Fuck, Taco. You never cease to amaze me.
I was just at Sesame Place. I just took my son.
You want to know the honest truth? I did not know that was even a thing until you posted it.
How cool was that?
I didn't even know it existed.
Well, I mean, because it's East Coast. You know, you're West Coast. They apparently have something at SeaWorld.
Yeah, there's a Sesame Place, like I think like most places. But for those
it's one.
For those that don't understand, Taco took his family to Sesame Place. That's where the jokes are coming from. I apologize for the inside jokes.
It's probably the West Coast version of Legoland.
Oh my god, it kind of.
We have a Legoland.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we're East Coast, baby. We got everything.
Anyways,
now that shit's overrated.
Anyways, really quick, I do want to give a special cheers to me, cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls. What to do to my nephew getting the fucking first day of schools. Colorado, certain schools here in Colorado got their first day of school today. Got the coveted coach sees you, sees how you're built.
Until you get on the football field.
Like, you want to come to practice? This man, the first thing he did when he came home today was knock on my door. I was back here in the studio. I'm writing the show sheet. And like he like knocked once. Like at first, like I was like, man, I'm chilling. Like I don't feel like getting up. He knocked again. So I'm like, all right, fuck, like it's something important. And he's like, I opened the door and he's like, I gotta invite to football practice. And I was like, oh, let's go. Let's go.
Congratulations. He gonna be hyped. He a
big boy too, so we put him on that line.
I gotta wait to see what my nephew's playing.
Oh, bro,
he's playing. I just don't know what position.
I'm so excited. I'm like as a Theo, like I'm like just oh my gosh, like I can't believe it. And he's like, so you're gonna teach me, right? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, it's about to be.
He's playing receiver.
I'm like, we put him on the line.
Oh,
you put him on. He a big boy. You put him on the line. No, lay somebody the fuck out. I want you to get as violent as possible. Like use that upper body violence. No, use that upper body violence. No. Let's get back into talking football, ladies and gentlemen, like we haven't already been. Shout out to our sponsor, Shop GLD. Link is down below in the.
Can I just say one thing? After you finish, bro. I'm sorry.
Fuck. When the hell did we stop? Like interrupt paying? Like when did we interrupt paying the bills? What are you doing? Anyways, we're gonna act like that take didn't just happen. All right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Shop GLD. Shout out to our sponsors. Shop GLD. Get iced out just like me. I am rocking the Commander's chain. You can represent your favorite team, whether it's NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, so on and so forth, NCAA. The list goes on and on of the amount of ice that we got out there on shopgld.com. Link is in the description. Get like me. You already know. Taco, what the fuck were you going to say that was so important that we didn't have to take care of our sponsors?
1 + 1 is 2.
I saw the Taco got Mike double fisting that. I was just about to be like, but Baker finished 10th last year. I just got caught in the moment, man.
We're not even. Take a shot.
No, can you just keep going?
No, Taco, take a shot. Fucking drink.
He's got water in there. It don't matter.
Oh, I got seltzer water, sparkling with 5% volume.
Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's keep this moving. Want to get back into more training camp talk and a quarterback battle that a lot more people are interested in than kind of what I realized. It's going to be a very interesting year up in the Northeast, right on that 95 byway. New England, right? The Patriots are set to figure out who their starting quarterback will be and also who their star receiver is going to be on that roster. From a fantasy football, standpoint, who do you think is going to be the star receiver? Who do you think? I want your NFL and your fantasy football take about the quarterback situation. Fantasy football, I only want the receiver portion, but as far as NFL and fantasy, I think that there is a very deep conversation to be had about the quarterbacks.
Yep, I got it.
Before I let you go, Mike, ladies and gentlemen, I can't remember the last time that I had to report on my fucking three-headed monster of a quarterback battle.
Three-headed?
It's three of them motherfuckers that
and
there's
he has three in his name.
No, they have three quarterbacks that are one. There's one that might be better than their first round fucking pick.
Ooh. Oh, he said bombs over Baghdad.
Me as a cannon. Mike, I'll let you go first.
Bro.
I'll let you go first because I don't think that either of you know which one I'm talking about.
No, I do know which one you're talking about.
Hey, homie's from the same state as Morgan Wallen. That's the
yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Went to that college.
I know what you're talking about. JM. I know who you're talking about.
Go ahead. It's your take.
All right. So I'm not going to talk too much about Robbie's guy because I honestly don't think Robbie's guy is going to play a factor into this. I really don't. I think that's
only because of where he was drafted. That's
exactly. No, hands down. You drafted the guy 3rd overall. Okay, not to bring up bad juju or anything, but we watched it on the last episode of that show. I think it's called Hard Knocks with that stupid team from New York, where they called them on the draft day, and New England was adamant, we are not trading the 3 pick. We're drafting a QB. They go and draft their guy. Then they also have Jacoby Brissett. Then they have Robbie's guy, who they drafted a lot later. To start the season, here's the start of their season. Week 1 at Cincinnati. Week 2 at home against Seattle. Week 3 at the Jets. Week 4 at the 49ers. Week 5 at home against the Dolphins. Week 6 at home against the Texans. After that, it gets a little bit easier because the team after that, Taco thinks is a joke. So, but me and Robbie don't. The reason I'm bringing those first 6 games up is if you are going to let Drake May put his toes in the water first and not get hounded by the Sharks, you start Jacoby Brissett knowing that those first 6 games could end up bad, could end up 1-5, 2-4 with Drake May as the QB.
Put the sacrificial lamb out there.
Yeah. And then let May learn on the side, get better on the clipboard, in practice, and all that, and then put him in halfway through the year. I have a feeling, if you would have asked me this 2 weeks ago, I didn't think that would be the case.
And that's why I didn't start covering this team yet.
Yeah, I do think that's what's going to happen. Partially, I think that's also going to happen because it's a new coach, total new regime. You know, yes, they got Robert, but I'm saying everything's new. It's the first time they've had anything new since the last 20-something years. Brand new coach. Gerard Mayo has to prove that he can be a head coach, and he needs to get some wins. And I think getting Brissett, he has a better chance to get those wins than having Drake May. But I also think that the last thing I want to say is the other thing I want to say is I also don't think this is fully a Gerard Mayo decision. Robert Kraft has a phone down to the locker room.
Okay. By the way, I do think that all 3 make the team, by the way.
I think all 3 make the team. I just don't think I don't think your guy is included in the number 1 battle.
I don't think that he has to be included in the number 1 battle. If he could fuck around and make it 2, and then God forbid something happens to one of the other, and then he steps in. The other's fucked. It's literally the Dak and Romo thing all over again. It's that all over again where it's like, oh shit, Dak just showed out.
But they start, my point is, if they do start with Brissett like it's looking like they do, I don't even think he's going to have a chance in the second because of the draft capital. I think if they end up throwing if they throw Drake into the Sharks, then that could happen. But I really don't think that's happening anymore.
It's a very interesting battle. Taco.
I mean, I think that Mike is pointing in the right direction on this particular issue, particularly about Jacoby Brissett more than likely being that initial person out there to begin to run the team. I think when you look at it, there are very few quarterbacks that can do what CJ Stroud did. It is very rare. I think some of these guys are being put in too early, and it's costing them their
offense is being installed too early. It's fucking Alex Van Pelt, who was fucking the OC the OC over at Cleveland.
I'm just saying in general.
Look what he did with Joe Flacco.
So just saying that some of these quarterbacks are going in too early. Like, I don't think you should draft a rookie and have him start game one of the season. In most cases, just from the standpoint of get used to what the game looks like. Look at the speed. Start looking at the plays. Start getting ready to get acclimated. Let's get you in there. Maybe a couple games in. Let's have some good practices. Let's get inundated in the season, because you didn't draft this guy like at the end of the first round and you're a competitive team and you already have something in place. You drafted this guy because you want him to be your future, and you cannot treat an asset that could be so delicate like a quarterback, where you have psychological impact that can happen, as we've seen with so many guys that are now busting. And it shows that, at least in my opinion, it's a little better to take your time. And then when you look at what they did from a standpoint of what you're saying with Milton, you have, what is this? The RG3 Kirk Cousins kind of situation, where you take two really solid prospects in that same draft class, where it's like, okay, you guys can go out there and battle. It's a potential trade chip if he's able to maintain, or they're both able to look good, especially for a real rebuilding team. That's a positive asset to have. But from the standpoint of, if you really like this guy and you really like the other guy, okay, let him go battle, especially if the draft capital is not that good, because quarterback's the most important position, like you said in football. If you hit on that, then you're golden. So what he did and what the GM and what the Patriots are doing, I like it from that standpoint. I don't think that you see Milton play necessarily this year, unless he is just beating out May so badly you can't deny it.
Also, okay, so all right, this is where I'm going to go ahead and take over, okay? This is going to be a West Coast style offense, all right? Which is where I feel, and I think that they are eventually going to realize it is going to be a very fucking rough season for this team. This team is young, okay? This team does not have a whole lot of veteran presence. It is not the Belichick era. All right. This is now the Mayo era. This is now the Van Pelt era. Van Pelt comes from that Zach Taylor, McVay, Stefanski kind of coaching style. So we know that this offense is going to go lateral. It's not going to be predicated in the backfield, how we talked about with Pittsburgh earlier during the first half of the show. This is a completely different system that is going to rely on arm and high football acumen, high football IQ. I don't care where a player's drafted. I care how competent you can run and you can manage the offense.
I 100% agree with you.
From what I have seen, this is just me with the eye test. What I have been given out of training camp film. What I have dug for hours and hours, going above and beyond throughout the week, which is how we come up with Fantasy Football Friendly. Shout out to Mike, executive producer of the show. With that being said and stated, Joe Milton has shown me through just training camp already that he is fucking light years ahead of Drake May in terms of processing the language and the plays. Brissett is the only one that stands in his way because he's a veteran. Like Mike has said, and like I agreed, yes, let Brissett start. Do I think that Brissett plays the whole season? No. Do I think that they then trot out Drake May? Yes. Do I think there's a possibility that Drake May could be like, oh shit, like maybe if May's not ready, let's reel him back in so we don't fuck up his confidence? Milton, go out there. We're not playing for shit. Go out there. And I think that can happen. And if that happens, this offense can, I think that they could take the next step. I think that Milton could be one of those Cinderella stories. The dude he's a football guy. The dude has a fucking football IQ. And you attach the decision making with the arm that he has. Ladies and gentlemen, he played at Tennessee, significantly bigger than playing at UNC. So he's not going to give a fuck about playing in the NFL. And especially with a chip on his shoulder, where Milton probably, there's an argument that could be made that where he should have been in talks. He was the top. In that class, he was ranked 6th out of the quarterbacks?
I had him at 4 or 5. He was at 7. He was at 4 or 5 before the injury. If it wasn't for tearing his ACL, the second to last game, he would have possibly been an end of the first round pick. I 100% agree with you on that. Can we go around the horn one time real quick because we forgot to? We got so animated. I want to bring up the wide receiver thing.
Yeah, we have to talk about the wide receivers. Yes,
so,
let's go.
I don't think the wide receiver is going to be their number one target this year. I am drafting Hunter Henry late in everything. Best ball and all that stuff. I think Hunter Henry is going to be their number one, maybe not their number one target, but he's definitely going to get the feed. He's going to get more than he did last year. I think Hunter, partially, Brissett we already know Brissett already likes the tight end, but also what is a rookie's best friend is a leak, a hot route. I think that's going to be Hunter Henry. When it comes to the wide receivers, this is what gets really interesting to me. I'm not even going to bring up, Juju. To me, there's 3. You got Pop Douglas, you got Jalen Polk, and you got the guy that I like better than Jalen Polk, who was drafted after him.
Mike.
If I'm picking anybody, it's going to be tied between Pop Douglas, because the veteran and he can stretch, but give me Javon Baker. And in Dynasty, I am drafting Javon Baker over. And the reason I want to bring this up, Robbie.
Let's go.
Robbie, the reason I'm bringing this up, hold on. You're going to be proud of me right now. I am doing something. Listen, I'm doing something right now. I am at 3:08 on the clock. And I am putting my mouth where my talk is. I am drafting Javon Baker right now. Done.
Ooh. Javon got that dog in him. You don't get it, y'all. Chat. He a UCF boy. He a Florida boy. All right. That man has one of the greatest touchdown college celebrations that I've seen, with the way he does the track run across I don't flip the fucking chair and shit. So I'm gonna try and get my life back together over here, because yes, I don't even have to say anything about the receivers. Wide receiver 1, Javon Baker for the New England Patriots, ladies and gentlemen.
I have no take. I'm not sold on Polk. I would have drafted Baker over Polk, even in real football. Taco, take it away. Who's the wide receiver you want on this team while Robbie does this thing?
I mean, I think from what your guy's saying is, I really probably don't want almost any of them.
I just crashed.
I'm liking the upside that Baker sounds like from a throwaway position at the end of a draft. If I'm shooting on upside, KJ Osborne has never been anything special. Kendrick Bourne neither. Neither Demario Douglas. I look at Lamondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson as maybe there might be hidden value in their pass catching because of the inadequacy of these wide receivers, where maybe Gibson might have more standalone value, or maybe where Mondre Stevenson is getting an elevated number of catches and touches in this offense because, these were the guys they most recently signed. And, maybe they're really planning on running more 2 running back sets on the field, maybe 2 running back, 2 tight ends, because you got Hooper, you got Henry, 2 running back, 2 tight end, and go from there. But with these receivers, I can see something like that probably flying. So from a scheme standpoint, I don't love anything. And again, I think I'm gearing more towards these running backs and maybe seeing a little more hidden value in Gibson based on these wide receivers being so, I think, uninspiring, I think is the word.
Fuck. God, it's so brutal. Okay. Well, so Taco only wants the backfield, and I cannot blame him on that. Let's get into the next topic. I apologize to those viewers at home that just witnessed that, but that clip's gonna go fucking hard.
What?
Me just fucking crashing out.
He just crashed his whole entire setup. Robbie,
I didn't see that.
Robbie, when you have a second, I need you to look at the private chat.
I got you. Want to get into talking about another offense that has me super intrigued. Because this offense, sometimes we would clown teams for bringing back a lot of the same version. But I feel like this team has the ability to get away with it. 1, because of the division they play in, but 2, just because of the talent that is there and the identity that is built, and that is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have now locked up all their key veteran pieces after Tristan Wirfs signs his 5-year, $140 million extension. Reports are saying Baker's looking even better than ever, even better than last season. I'm sorry, is how it's wow. Thoughts on the boys down there in Florida? Give me your fantasy football take, and can they repeat the magic of the playoff run last year? Taco.
I mean, their playoff run was one of who was the best of the worst, if I remember correctly. They were barely above. What was their record getting into the playoffs? Because I don't want to misspeak here.
Who?
It wasn't that great, if I recall.
I got it.
I think they 9? I think it was 9 wins, 10 wins.
10 wins is a lot different than a 7-win season.
They were 9. Yeah, last year they were 9-8.
9-8. Okay, so they were 1 game above 500. Can they keep that kind of magic going? Hell yeah, they can play 500 ball. I can see that happening with Baker Mayfield in that division with the weak NFC. You still got Mike Evans, who I think people I don't know how to put Mike Evans, but I feel like everybody just sleeps on this man. And then he just shows up and says, yo, I'm a beast. Stop disrespecting me. I just need a quarterback. Yeah, what y'all saw the season before this was because I had nobody throw me the ball. Baker, throw me the ball, and I'm going to deliver. And that's what all last season was. He wanted to hit records. He wanted to get his contract, and he delivered big time for a lot of people last year, Mike Evans. And I can't see a reason why he would have any kind of dip in his production when before this he was already a monster. It's not like Mike Evans is new to being a monster. That's the thing about it. It's just somebody could feed the beast. Baker could feed the beast because Winston fed the beast, but he did too many turnovers. Brady could feed the beast, but he's gone. He's retired. And now Baker is there to say, I got you, buddy. You're a monster. You're a Hall of Famer. You're a first ballot dude. And let's get you there. And that's what's going on. Yeah, on the pace that Mike Evans is going on, he's going to be first ballot. He has putting up some crazy numbers in his career.
Okay. So you're more so impressed with the fact that they maintain the receiving core.
And I'm not even going to start talking about Chris Godwin, who is a personal favorite. So they got weapons. I believe in it.
He has
500.
God and win in his name.
Like, it's just perfect. So I like them to be 500 or better. I think that division is going to be super interesting because the Falcons do have significant upside, but you got to show it to us before we can start crowning you.
Okay. Mike.
This division is very, very tricky. We all know this when it comes to everything from fantasy to regular football. This division has been known, I don't remember the exact stat, but it's been known lately for first place going to last place going to first place not finishing or not repeating all the whatever. I am a little worried that this offense is going to take a step back overall because exactly. No Canales. We know what he did with Geno. We know what he did with Baker. My bold prediction for this division is that they're going to win the division, that being the Carolina Panthers. But if I'm saying that's my bold. I'm not saying that's what I like. That's not my that's going to happen. But if it's not Carolina, I do think it's going to be the Bucs. I'm just afraid. It's to me, the Bucs are. This is what I'm going to say about the Bucs. They're either going to finish in first place or they're going to shit the bed.
Okay. For me, I am of the latter thinking. Okay. I'm not a fan of New Orleans.
Well, New Orleans is.
I think that Carolina gets some wins. Like there'll be some upset wins. But I don't think that those maybe they get like one in the division at best. Carolina maybe being third in that division at this point right now. Which would have me go like I said, Atlanta's the only team that's standing in their way. There's no more Arthur Smith. But Atlanta always finds a weird fucking way to do Atlanta shit. Give me the Bucs to repeat. Give me the Bucs to take this division. I'm stamping it now. That's my NFC South prediction. I'm willing to take Baker as like that bye week flyer quarterback. Obviously, I'll have a roster that'll probably have like a Mahomes and like Goff combo or some shit like that. Just that's just how I roll like that. We get real kinky over here on this side with our fantasy roster builds. So I don't know. Maybe I have Baker as a third QB as like a bye week filler. I really, really love the value there. I love Mike Evans. Mike Evans, get that 1,000-yard season again. You would be the only player ever. You would surpass Jerry Rice for most consecutive 1,000-yard seasons this year, I believe with 11. So, super, super excited to see that happen. Godwin, keep doing your damn thing, keep balling. Cade Otton is definitely a value, and who I think that is still going to eat. What's dope about this offense, what's dope about Baker Mayfield is the way that he spreads the ball around. I personally really enjoy quarterbacks that can spread the ball around. And to me, that's what makes a team super fantasy football friendly. So I'm with it. I'm with the shits all over this team. The defense, a lot of key defensive pieces returning. Special teams, super impressive, super fucking sturdy. Definitely can be fucking trusted. My gosh, I can't brag about this team enough. I'm gonna be honest. That's not because I work with you, Gator. All right, we're not gonna. I don't want you to get too excited. I'm sure you're gonna go back and watch this. I don't want you to think that it's because of you. Okay, I do love you and I appreciate you, but this has nothing to do with you. My cousin CJ, this has nothing to do with you. I love you. I appreciate you. Okay, even though you're not better at football than me, but hey, I'm gonna show the Tampa Bay Bucks fans that I know a little bit of love. All right, and that's my take. Don't let Atlanta fuck y'all up, though, please. Don't make me eat crow on this. Please don't make me eat crow on this. Let's see here. Let me just really quick take a second. Let's get a quick drink break. Quick drink break. I'm about to pop a freshie, so I'm gonna kill this cup real quick.
Where's my bottle? There's my bottle.
Okay, I could do that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. I literally looked up his
Because I'm
name.
thinking from a marketing standpoint, and I'm like,
Yeah.
different demographic that I can untap over there.
I literally looked up his name, and that was the first photo. So I was like,
bloody fucking Google. Wow.
First photo.
Hey, no, it'll be dope. I'm gonna get that episode chopped up soon. I have like 3 episodes that are in the hole. I was supposed to drop 2 episodes today of Fantasy Football Friendly. I didn't because I was like, wait, I just dropped a short and I'm gonna do a live day. That's gonna get super overwhelming. Shout out to all the viewers, though. Shout out to all the viewers. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Those of you guys that are on Twitter, you're allowed to come and watch us on YouTube. Like, I promise we don't bite. Like, because the YouTube charts is fucking insane. I don't know if y'all see it on your end, if you got a different.
And they get better emojis.
Yeah, and you get the better emojis. Like that is big fucking facts.
What?
You get custom emojis.
You can put that joint on the TV.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got the smart TV access and shit. So I mean, I'm just saying, like, y'all can catch us over here. Y'all want to play a game? Come on, fellas. Y'all know what time of year it is. Let me do it again. Gentlemen, do you want to play a game?
yes.
I'm ready.
The second time was way better.
Oh, I'm ready.
I added that extra like rasp in my voice. Alrighty. I want you. Okay, I'm gonna give. I'm gonna switch up from what executive producer Mike had thrown out there.
Damn it.
Okay. Because I'm gonna give you both the opportunity. Lee said, "Oh God, not the Jigsaw voice." You can tell that he's been watching this channel for so long because he knows that as soon as I pull that voice out, I'm up to some shit. like I'm up to some shit. This is gonna make great content. You get. Hang on. Let me make sure I read this format right. You have to make a roster. Okay, a 4-team fantasy football roster. So you don't have to worry about defense, kicker, or flex. We're just going to focus on the big 4. All right, for the purpose of this exercise. I am going to give each of you a conference. NFC, AFC. Actually, you're both going to do the opposite conferences of each other.
Yes.
You are a AFC Chiefs fan. You are a NFC Giants fan. So you get NFC, you get AFC.
Yep.
All right. Build me your best fantasy roster. Yep. Try and in your head do it by like what ADP these players per team would be value wise.
I already got what I'm doing.
And yeah, you only get one player per division.
Yep.
So East, West, North, South. All right. I will let you two rock, paper, scissors live on air for who has to go first so that no one feels forced or already prepared. 3, put your fist up.
We're doing 1, 2, 3, shoot.
I will call it.
On 3 or after 3?
Yeah.
When I say shoot.
Okay.
My hands where I can see the mic. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You got me.
Mike, what are you doing? He got you? All right. Taco, you get to pick who goes first.
Mike's going to go first.
All righty. All right, on to the fantasy football battle. Gentlemen, draft.
All right, I want my wide receiver to be no other than CD Lamb.
Okay.
I'm taking CD Lamb for this year. At running back, or hold on. At tight end, I am taking Sam Laporta. So that's why I did it. I'm taking Sam Laporta at tight end. That's why I also took CD Lamb over Justin Jefferson.
CD Lamb per ADP, wide receiver 1.
And
so
then
you're
Laporta,
hoping that Laporta makes it back to you in the second round.
And then for running back and wide receiver, well, I'm hoping it just depends on whatever. For quarterback, you're gonna think I'm crazy. Quarterback, I am going Kyler Murray.
Okay.
And running back, I am going Bijan.
All right, so then wait.
I'm hoping that it's not a tight end heavy draft and Sam falls to me in the third.
So no tight end premium then?
I'm thinking no tight end premium. I'm thinking in the back of the end of the draft and just boom, boom.
Okay, so okay. Let's review really quick. You're going to take CD Lamb because obviously he's wide receiver 1 per consensus amongst receivers. You're going to hope that Laporta will be there in the second, or are you going to go Bijan in the second?
I'm hoping that Laporta's there in the third.
Okay, so you're going to go Bijan in the second, Laporta in the third,
and then get Kyler wherever.
and then get Kyler in the fourth. I could see that working out that way. I could see that possibly. I'm assuming this would be a single QB.
Yeah, and if not, I'm switching Bijan.
There's no way you'd be able to get Lamb.
No, I have another 4 that I could do that I might bring up afterwards, but I'm going to let Taco go.
All right, Taco, give us yours.
All right. So all right. I would go Jamar Chase for wide receiver. I would go Breece Hall for running
How the
back.
fuck is Breece making it into the second round in this draft?
I mean, you talking about where did Bijan go in your draft, Mike?
Top of 2. I'm let him get away with it.
Okay, fine. Just give me your perfect team. I won't hold you.
And not perfect team. I mean, technically speaking. Okay, so even better. I'll remix it because I like playing with a handicap, baby. I'll take Jamar Chase as my wide receiver. No, fuck it. I will take Tyreek Hill then as my wide receiver. Okay. I will take Jonathan Taylor as my running back. Is that better? I'm looking at these.
That works. Keep going.
Okay. Then I will take.
I know what he's doing. I already know what he's doing.
I would take Josh Allen as my wait.
You can't.
Wait. Yeah, I know. I know what
he's doing.
I'll take. I'll take CJ Stroud as my quarterback.
You can't. Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, yep, you're right. All right.
Yo, you're fucking up.
Hold on.
T-Law.
Oh, let me do this right.
Yo, yeah, you can't division. Right. Yeah, it's in the same division. Harder than you think, huh?
Well, I mean, I guess I can get. Well, I mean, draft wise, but is he there? Oh, well, fuck it. I'll go Pat Mahomes. Technically speaking, that would line up, right? Because that's West.
Yep.
So I got Tyreek Hill. I got Jonathan Taylor. I got Pat Mahomes. Then I'm left with needing a tight end. And where am I getting my tight end from?
That's for you to decide.
I think that's a Mark Andrews. I should be able to get Mark Andrews, right?
I thought that was going to be your first pick. I thought that was going to be your
first pick. So I'm going to think about it.
I mean, Andrews drops pretty deep in this list I'm looking at right here. So
I'm going to think about it from my standpoint. I'm going to try and keep ADP in mind when I do this. Yeah. So I'm going to try and go by rounds. I'm really fuck with myself here. I'm really try and challenge myself right now. Let's start with the NFC. fuck. This is, oh God. Being put on the spot like this is crazy because like I'm thinking about like all the teams and
Let
like
me
all
ask
the different shit that I can do.
I
And
think
I
I
can
have
do
another
a
one.
lot. I can do all right. Because I'm not, I have to throw out the stack strategy because I'm not going to be able to stack anyway. So like, it doesn't matter. We're going to say this is a 2 QB tight end premium.
This one.
My first pick. This is so hard. My first pick will be Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That was my other route. That was my other route.
I'm gonna go Amon. I've already been on record saying that like I'll go Amon, I'll go AJ Brown, like those are my guys. So I'll go Amon. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. All right, yeah, I know what I'm doing. All right.
Are you gonna do what I think you're gonna do?
Let me go Bijan.
Okay, you didn't do what I thought you were gonna do.
Oh, damn.
Maybe there's a chance that he makes it to the second round.
Yeah.
Probably not. That's actually not going to happen. So
Talk about me and Brees Hall.
Yeah, let
Like,
me.
I'm sitting here like
I gave you Brees because I took Bijan.
Let me not.
And I retracted him and went Taylor.
No. Let me not do that. Let me not do that. I like trying to like, you know what? Give me Christian or no, fuck, Christian McCaffrey ain't gonna be there. Fuck. Oh my god. Ah.
That's why to me the
Kyron, give me Kyron Williams. Give me Kyron Williams.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I would have took Barkley.
Amon, Kyron. I can't take by or I could have taken Barkley. Let me get Jaden Daniels.
Oof.
I want that rushing upside. And then for tight end, I have to get a tight end now from the south.
Yeah.
Let me get Kyle Pitts.
I knew that's where you were going.
Oh my god, I got an NFC one. Oh, I got an NFC one.
Hold on, let me do AFC really quick. AFC.
Well, while you're thinking about it, let him give an NFC. While you're thinking about the other conference.
Go ahead.
So I would take Bijan, and then after I take Bijan, I would take Puka, and then after I take Puka, I would slide on down and take me some Hurts, and then after I take Hurts, I would end with, technically speaking, I would fit in Laporta, right?
But Laporta's the second round. Second or third round.
If he's doing his traditional Yahoo settings, then that might work out in his favor.
Or you can just grab one that's there, like
Yeah.
My AFC. All right, here we go. Gosh. Let me just knock out like the West real quick and let me get Kelsey. Like, actually, no, I take that back. Let me get Mahomes.
First pick?
Oh, fuck. Wait, no. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. The way I was thinking that I can't stack. Fuck. I can't have more than one team. So, yeah, no, let me get Kelsey from the West. East. Let me get Joe Burrow.
that's his North.
Or North. I'm sorry. Wow, North.
At least
North.
I'm not the only one.
Let me get Joe Burrow. East. Zay Flowers.
That's the North as well.
Wait, no, that is North. Fuck. I'm fucking. I'm drunk.
Do I need to
I
listen?
need to go like Buffalo, Miami, like Patriots type shit. Did I already pick a receiver?
No, you got what you need wide receiver and you need wide receiver and RB.
I went with
Burrow and Kelsey.
Kelsey, Burrow. So I need running back and wide receiver.
But you're not drafting. Where are you drafting Kelsey?
First.
Okay.
I mean, technically speaking, if you would have swag like a B,
Which
Hall.
Which would allow me, well, yeah, if I go Kelsey first, that'd allow me to go Burrow second because it's 2 QB.
You could take Garrett.
No.
I feel like Kelsey's a second rounder, though.
Yeah. Let me go Waddle.
Okay.
And then now I just see the South.
Running back, go take Joe Mixon.
Yeah, as I say, yeah.
Or ETN.
No, give me Joe Mixon.
Really?
ETN will be there. Give me Joe Mixon. Yeah. Damn, my bad.
You're good.
But all right, ladies and gentlemen, other than that, I'm Robbie. That's Mike. That's Taco. We greatly love and appreciate you. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to the content. Look out for more YouTube shorts. Look out for more TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels. We're literally dropping on all social media every single day. Like every single day, you will get some sort of content, some shape, some form, some fashion. Other than that, y'all gentlemen got anything you want to say?
Peace out. Have a nice evening, everyone.
Now, for me, I'm getting ready to drop my fantasy football 101 and kicking back some mocks. So, really, like they say, redraft one QB. Now it's time to start locking in. So, this week's gonna get busy.
Let's go. Let's get it. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz and girls want to do. Dilly dilly. We love and appreciate you. Make sure you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Love each other. Be positive out there in the universe. We out of here.
Peace.
Dilly, dilly, dilly.